Hi, I'm Keris, and today I'd like to show you how to make some bunting with hands on. Now, we're all part of a scrubbers group making scrubs and hats and bags and things. And what we're going to do is have a party. When we're allowed to all get together, we're finally going to have a party, and we're going to put this bunting up that's got all our hands on it, our hands that have been sewing. So I'm going to show you what you need and how to make it. So for this you will need a template first of all. Now, this is a very big template. The reason it's so big is because when you put your hand on, you still need room to be able to sew. So this is 12 inches down. No, it's not. It's 15 inches down, 12 inches across. Okay, it's just literally a triangle made like that. Then you'll need a piece of fabric for the back and the front of the bunting. This is double-sided bunting. Okay, it's just more sturdy. So you need a piece of fabric big enough to put your template on, like that. It's big enough. Then you need a piece of fabric for the hand. I've chosen this with clouds on because I like clouds. You'll need a piece of this, which is called bondaweb. Okay, I think that's a brand name actually. It's probably called something else. It's basically paper with glue on the back. If I take a piece apart on the end here, you can see it's a fine mesh glue. Okay, and it's used for sticking one fabric to another. And then at the end, when you put all your hands together, you'll need some herringbone tape like this. I use this white cotton herringbone. You can get this in natural or other colours. And I use it because it's got a line down the middle where the weave goes in a different direction. So I know it's easy to fold it in half to trap the bunting in. Okay, I like things that are easy. I'm going to show you how to make it. Okay, so the first thing to do is draw around your hand. Now this bondaweb has a smooth paper side and a rough glue side. You need to draw on the smooth paper side. The other thing is, I want it to be my right hand when it's on the bunting. I want it to be my right hand as a handprint. So I'm going to draw around my left hand because when I use this bondaweb, it's going to invert whatever I do. It's going to be the other way around. So I'm just going to put my hand on the bondaweb and just draw around it like I'm at preschool. Hopefully not as badly. I don't know. It's quite wobbly. Woo. Okay, and then I'm going to just join this up at the bottom. Okay, there's my hand. The next thing I need to do is using paper scissors to cut that out roughly out of bondaweb. Do not go around the the pencil marks at the moment. So just cut it out roughly. Okay, like that. And then I'm going to take that and my piece of fabric that I want to use to the iron. Okay, so now I've got my bondaweb hand. Remember, we drew on the smooth side. I've then got my piece of fabric and I've made sure it's the wrong way up. Now, with this fabric, unfortunately, you can't tell really the wrong way and the right way. In fact, I might turn it over. It looks like that might be the right way. Okay, so wrong side's up. Then you place your hand down. Get rid of all the threads, because once this is stuck down, it's really stuck down. And then with the iron, I'm just going to very quickly run the iron over it. Okay, and now what that's done is it's melted the glue onto the fabric. Now what I need to do is cut this out. Now, because this is paper attached to cotton fabric now, I can cut this out with paper scissors. Okay, so I'm going to cut it all the way around. Okay, so now we're going to make the pennant. I've got my hand ready. It's got paper on the back still. This is my pennant size and I want 2 pieces. So I've folded the fabric right sides together. That's just because then I don't have to unpeel them again. Right, so now I'm going to do something that I would never advise. I'm going to draw on my fabric with a pencil. Now the reason I'm going to draw on this fabric with a pencil is because it's going inside, it's bunting, it doesn't matter. Okay, I still wouldn't advise pen, but I'm going to use pencil. Don't tell my textiles teacher or my mum. Right, okay, so there's my pennant drawn on. I'm going to cut that out. Right, so now I need to iron the hand onto the pennant. Now, while filming, my daughter did just say that my cutting was quite wobbly there. It doesn't matter. It's going to go in the sewing. It's fine. Right, now I want my hand to go on here. I'm going to sew 1/2 centimetre seam allowance, so I don't want to put it too close to the edge because then obviously I'll sew over it. Now, what I need to do is get this paper off the back. Now, the easiest way to do this is just to twist it a little bit and tear the paper, and then you can peel it off. Now, this fabric now feels sticky. I don't know if you can see, but it's slightly shiny. I don't think you can see that. But this has now got glue coated on it, and this is just a piece of paper now. Right, so we put this hand wherever we want it, like that maybe. Okay, and then I'm just going to iron it down, and the ironing melts the glue again and sticks it to the fabric. Oops. Okay, and now I need to do, now you can, if I had ironed that with a wet J cloth on top, it would be permanently on there. However, I have made bags before and not sewn around this, and washed and washed and washed them, and it has eventually fallen off. So I would always advise doing some sort of stitching around it. You can hand stitch around it. My mum does the most beautiful chain stitch. She would do chain stitch around there and lazy daisies and things on it. I'm going to machine zigzag. Okay, what I want to do is a small zigzag, half on and half off of this edge all the way around. Now to make it half on, half off, I need to line up this edge of fabric with, in the middle of my foot, there's a little arrow. If I line up the edge of this hand with that arrow, the zigzag go half on, half off. But I always have a practice bit of fabric, and I always check the size of my zigzag first. So I'm going to put it on zigzag. I'm going to make it a bit smaller. So mine's 2.5 and 1, but all machines are not the same. Right, and then I'm just going to test to see what it's like. Okay, that's about the right size that I would like. So I'm going to start on an easy bit, start on a straight bit. I'm going to line it up, like I said, I don't know if you can see that little tiny arrow. There's a little arrow there that means that that's exactly where the needle will go. So the needle will go here, 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 ideally. Don't worry if you go off a little bit, because this is just bunting. Okay, so then I'm just going to start. And I'm going to go all the way around. Okay, so now the hand is attached. You can do any other decoration you like. We've had some people in our group doing sequins for rings and things like that. Then you put the other side on top, face down. Try and match the edges as best as possible. Again, this is bunting, so it doesn't have to be perfect. Right, that'll do. And then I'm going to sew 1/2 centimetre seam allowance down there. I'm going to pivot there and go back up the other side. Do not sew across the top. Okay, so now all we've got to do is turn it the right way in. Now, I like to use a white pencil to poke out the end. Now, I've seen online recently a special tool you can buy, which I might put on my Christmas list, but to be honest, a white pencil just does the same job. If you use scissors, it can poke straight through the fabric and cut it. If you use a lead pencil, if you've got white fabric, it can make a mark on the end. So white pencil seems to work okay. So then what we need to do is just iron it. Now, it might want to roll backwards, so you need to make sure your seam is right on the edge. Both sides. Okay, and then just iron it. Oh, my seam wants to fold over. There we go. And there is your gorgeous what am I trying to say? Your gorgeous pennant done. Now, this is one, and then what I do is put it in the herringbone tape. Now, I'm not going to stitch this because these are both the same hand. So what you would do, put your herringbone tape down. Always use a length, leave a length for tying it onto something. Put it up to the halfway mark. Fold it over. And pin. So up to the whole halfway mark, fold it over, pin, up to the halfway mark, fold it over. You can trim the tops if you want to, but all gets hidden in there anyway, like that. Okay, and then you just put that in your machine this way, and you stitch along here, close to this bottom edge as you can, not the top edge, to the bottom edge. Okay, and then that's your bunting done.